Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our classes on the subject of cost and management accounting. Now, you have been studying the various methods of costing. You studied the elements of cost. Today, we are going to study slightly different, though it is linked with whatever we studied earlier. But this is not of the same category. Like it is neither a method of costing nor it is an element of cost. It is a particular scenario whenever you are dealing with typically a process industry. This scenario is very, very common. So yes, very good morning, Deepika. Good morning, Geeta. Good morning, Himanshu, and everyone. Now, before we start, let us first discuss, take up your questions, if any, queries, and then I will go to this very simple and very interesting topic. Chalo, let me know your questions. Students, let me know your questions in this. Anybody, any doubts in any of the topics, what you have been studying till now? No doubts at all. That's great. Are you all practicing different sums? Because that is very important. Just a minute. Okay. Jaya has asked me, what is supplementary rate? Now see, students, in case of overheads, we have ORR. I hope you all remember what is ORR, right? Overhead recovery rate. That is ORR, and this is in case of overheads chapter. Now, when we talk about ORR, that is overhead recovery rate, at the end of overheads chapter, if you remember, we studied the concept of under over absorption. What is under over absorption? Let us say this overhead recovery rate which you calculated was not able to completely absorb the entire overheads. Now, because of this, some overheads were left unabsorbed. So what we do is we recalculate, we again calculate the overhead recovery rate to cover this balance under absorbed overheads. 1 second, I'm trying to find out. 1 second, students. Just give me a minute. So now the format is proper. So students, I was talking about this. So we all have calculated ORR, estimated overheads. Let us say you have taken labor hours as the base. Now with this you got rupees 20 per labor hour as your estimated overhead recovery rate. But using this rate, whatever overheads you charge, there was under absorption. So you had estimated 25 lakhs. Let us say 20 lakhs as overheads. 1 lakh you had estimated as your labor hours. So you got this 20 per labor hour. However, your actual overheads were 22 lakhs. But since you had estimated 20, there is a shortfall of 2 lakhs, which is called as under absorption. Now, when I get to know this, what I do this, I divide this 1 lakh, this 2 lakh rupees, again by this 1 lakh hours to find out one more charging rate to cover this difference, to cover this under absorbed overheads. Now, since this is extra, this is additional, over and above the 20 which you are already charged. Since this is the additional amount, this is called as the supplementary rate, Jaya. Is this clear to you, Jaya, and everybody else? What is supplementary rate? So supplementary is the extra, the additional rate for charging the under absorbed overheads. Then another question that Jaya has asked is, what is 13? See, the language is 13 4 weekly period. Now see, Jaya, these are the language adjustments. I call them as language adjustments. You know, they could have very easily called this 4 weekly period as a month. Instead, they chose to use the word 4 weekly period. Generally, if you find averagely a month has 4 weeks. Now, you may have few days extra because 4 weeks means 28 days, except February. All other months are 30 or 31. So there is 4 weeks in every month and few days extra. Now, if you divide the total number of weeks, you'll find that there are in a year 13 4 weekly periods. So basically this is a year because 13 into 4 is how much? 52 weeks. And 1 year is made up of 52 weeks again. So if I divide a year in weeks, you find it is 52. So see, this is a language adjustment. So you can say a year is made up of 12 months, or in language, I'll say a year is made up of 13 4 weekly periods. Right, beta? Yes, Meenu, that is why she asked. You're right. She would be solving that sum, and hence she got this question. Perfect. Any other doubts, students? See, when you solve different sums, now you'll find that after few types of sums or few types of adjustments, there is no new adjustment as such, no new working, no new format. But yes, what is changing always is the language or the manner of asking question, because that is only where we can have a or we can create a difference. Correct? Sure. So if there are any more doubts, you can definitely post it. In the meantime, I will start with today's topic of discussion. Short, we call it JPBP, and full form is joint products byproducts. Now, if I have to give you a linkage, this topic is continuation of process costing topic. So I'll take a typical example of a process. So let us say your production happens in stages or processes. And let me take your real life example so that you'll understand this concept more. So you are Indian Oil Corporation, IOC. Now, all these oil corporations, what they do, they bring crude oil, which is their raw material. And what they are doing is they are refining the crude oil in different stages, different processes. That is why we call them as oil refineries also. So all these Indian oil corporations, or in our day-to-day language, these petrol pumps which are run by IOC, Bharat Petroleum, all these are oil refineries. Why? Because we import crude oil majorly and it is refined to give the final products. Now, how it is refined? You first refine the crude oil in process one. What you get is crude oil only, but I will put asterisks. Why? Because it is refined. This refined crude oil, the output of first process becomes the input of the second. You do further refining, adding further more chemicals. You get further refined crude oil. This further refined crude oil is the input in process 3. And again, adding more chemicals, more different types of agents, you do further refine. Now in this stage, you get your final products, finished goods or final products. Now this is what you studied in process. JPBP is the next step after this. Now in process, you studied how to find out the costing or valuation of the final product produced at each stage, including the costing of the losses, including the costing of the closing WIPs. Now, you reached in the process costing up to here, that is up to finding out the costing or the valuation of your final products. Now, you found total cost of this, let us say rupees 50 lakhs. So your process costing chapter gave you the final cost, total cost of the final product that you get by the process method. Correct? Now comes the most important part. Many times, this final product is not a single item. In fact, what you get as final product is 3 items. So till now, it was crude oil in all processes. But in this process, that is process 3, this crude oil gets broken up into your final products, which is petrol, which is diesel, which is kerosene. And you also get a waste product, which is grease. So grease is the waste arising from the oil refineries. But we all know grease also has a good market, so it can be also sold. Now, these are your main final products called as joint products. And this is your waste, but still it is also sellable in the market as a product. So instead of calling it as waste, we call it as a byproduct. Now, somewhere in economics, you would have studied this word joint products because different types of products, different types of industries, this word would have come. So what is a joint product? Where few products, 2 or more products arise in the same process. Jointly, they are created. They are called as joint products. Byproduct is your waste. But in the market, it is also sellable. Hence, we call it as a byproduct. So firstly, we understand what is conceptually joint product and byproduct. I hope this is clear to all. Right? Now, some more important concepts. This process where your raw material got converted into final product, which basically is 3 different final products, is called as split off point. Why? Because it is at this point, point means the process where the raw material got converted into multiple products, or the raw material, the single raw material got split into multiple products. So that is where we call it as split off point. I hope this is clear. Now, whatever costing you did using the process costing approach, you got the total cost of your finished goods, your final product as 50 lakhs in the process costing. Now, this 50 lakhs is what is called as your joint cost. Correct, ma? Clear? Students, any questions, any doubts up to this point? Perfect. Meenu. Harsh, in the previous class, we did unit and batch costing. I completed firstly cost accounting and then we went to unit and batch costing, Harsh, in the previous class. Medha beta, the process where your raw material gets converted into the final product. And since the final product is not one single final product, but multiple final product, hence it is what in another language we'll say the raw material got split into three products. So since one raw material got converted into three products, it means it got split. So physically you will say that one thing got split into three. That is why they are using the word split off point. So split off point represents the third process in which you got this raw material. See, Kuldeep, what you are saying is right. See, byproduct is the waste. So nobody has the intention of producing the waste, right? Waste is anyways going to come out whenever you are doing manufacturing or processing, because if there is some waste involved, that waste will get produced, right? So this final product, what you are getting, which is a waste, is actually not a product, but since it is saleable in the market, it can be sold. Hence, it will not sound good to call a product as a waste. That is why instead of calling it waste, we call it as byproduct. Are you getting this? Yes. Now, Minu has a very important question. Sir, in joint costs, whether byproduct cost is also involved. See, understand this, students, logically. This whole is produced from your three processes. Now, in every process, there was raw material and there was labor overheads. Then again, this material which came from the previous process, you added few more materials, you added incurred cost of labor overhead. Same here. Now, when you did that, every process, there was a cost. In fact, the cost of every process together makes up this 50 lakhs, which is called as joint cost. And from this joint, you made all these products, and also this byproduct was also produced, correct? You'll agree to this, that this byproduct was also produced because it arised from this same process only. So you can say it, Meenu, that yes, the joint cost also includes the cost of the byproduct, because byproduct is arising from the same process, from the same raw material. So whatever cost has been incurred making the joint products, which are your main or final products, the same cost is also incurred for the byproduct. And that is why later on, we will see a special treatment of byproduct also. For the time being, in the initial questions, we are not going to be bothered whether there is byproduct or not, right? Later on, we will take up the point. Why? Because there is a possibility every process need not have a byproduct. So that is why our initial questions are where we are ignoring byproduct, right? Understood? Any further questions, students? Perfect. Now, what we are going to do in this particular topic, our role is simple. Now, please understand, process costing taught you up to this stage. What? Finding out the value or cost of your finished goods. So you calculated that my finished product cost is 50 lakhs. But now if the finished product is more than one, as a simple mathematics logic, what you have to do is this 50 lakhs, which is the common cost, that is why we call it as joint cost. So it is the common cost for all these products combined. Now, I need to find out cost of each product separately also. So what I have to do mathematically is I have to divide this 50 lakhs, which is my joint cost, between all the products. What we'll be doing in this chapter is dividing, bifurcating, or in their language, apportioning the joint cost to your various joint products and byproducts. So this is what is the chapter going to deal with, apportionment of joint cost. Is this clear? Medha, you can very well write in your words. There is no such compulsion that you should write it in the words used in the module. Yes, when you are talking about subjects like taxation or law, even audit, you will find that there are some specific words used in each of these subjects which are specific to that subject. Like in audit, you would have studied the word verification, vouching. So these are some specific words related to a particular subject. Those words you should prefer using. Baki remaining language, the English phrasing, you can always draft as per your language. That is very okay and that is acceptable. Arun Sagar, sir, grease has more value than joint products. Yes, it may happen. It may happen, Arun Sagar. There are so many industries where byproduct is more valuable, and that is okay. That is where we have to see, understand this. There are situations where what you want to produce, like I'll give you the best example, in a sugar industry, your waste product, whatever is coming out, is used for making later on the liquor. And liquor is more costly than the main product that is coming out of sugar industry. So there are many such examples. So that is fine. I agree to your point. Yes, Minu, that is what we are going to study, the ratio in which this has to be divided. Yes, Harsh, you are right. I agree to this, Harsh. Now, so in this chapter, we are going to deal with apportionment of this 50 lakhs to our different products, which may be joint products and byproducts. Now, simply said, to apportion one common figure between 3, 4 different products, what you require is ratios. Now, this chapter has given you different ratios for dividing this, and these ratios are called as methods. Now, understand this very simply. My very first ratio would be what? The units of each of these. Now, since these are products, there would be some units. Now, in case of petrol, diesel, the units would be the liters of these. So what I will do is I will apportion the joint cost in the ratio of the units of this product, which is called as physical unit method, also called as average cost method. So the very first method is what? Divide the joint costs using the ratio of units. Second, what I can do is I can find out their sales values or the market values of these products. Now, since these are products, they can be sold in the market. So what I will do is I'll find out their total sale value, which is also called as market value. What is total sale value? It is your selling price into the units sold. So I get the total sale value, that is total market value. And then I will use this market value as the ratio. Correct? Now in this, they have given different methods, all come under the same category. First is sales value at split off point. Second is sales value after further processing. And the third is net realizable value, NRV. Okay, perfect. All these come under the category of market value methods. See the chat. Okay. Next. Now, these are the main methods which are used. Besides this, there are some academic methods, theoretical methods, you can say. So one is you hire an expert. The expert will give you some method. So you have the method given by the expert. Method means a ratio. So you take the expert's advice, and as per the ratio given by the expert, you will divide the joint cost between the products. So this is another method. This is another way of bifurcating the cost. And then you have some gross margin method. You have the contribution margin method. So these are some of the methods which are proposed, which are to be studied. And let me tell you, student, this is a very simple subject topic for solving, because as you can see, what we are required to do in this chapter is this 50 lakhs, you have to divide between your products using one of these ratios, whatever is asked in the question. That's it. Done. Nothing else. That is what is maximum required in this particular chapter. Clear? Now, this process 3 is called as the split off point. Why? I explained. Because this is the process in which your raw material for the first time got divided, got split into the various products. That is why this process is called as split off point. Now understand that since you have got your final product is ready, what you can do is you can sell the final product immediately here itself. You can sell it. So you can sell petrol, you can sell diesel, you can sell kerosene, you can sell grease. Now, if you are selling them immediately here itself, then we call it as sales at split off point. Why sales at split off point? Because at this point in this process, the raw material got split, it became separate, it became different products. And once you got the products, you are selling it immediately. So this is the first option. The second option is many times you have this option of further processing it. What is further processing? Now, when you go to petrol pump, you will find that you have a regular petrol and you have a petrol which is slightly costlier, which they may call as speed. Similarly, you have a regular diesel and you have another diesel which is slightly costlier, which they may call as power. So what they do is these industries, once you have got this separate petrol, instead of selling it, they take it to another process. Let us say this is process 4, but in this process, only petrol is taken. So this final product which you have got here, that final product is brought in another process. Some more processing is done, and this petrol is made a better product, more effective product called as speed. Now, since they have done some processing, incurred some cost, you will find that the price of this speed is slightly more than the price of your actual or regular petrol. Same thing they may do for diesel. So, process 5. This diesel is not sold, but it is brought here. In next process, again some extra processing is done, and this is converted into a better version of diesel called as power and then sold. So either you sell the petrol as it is, then it is called as sales at split off, or you do further processing on petrol and make it speed and then sell this speed, sell this power. When you do this, that is, you are selling these products after doing some more processing, what we will call it as sales after further processing. This is further processing. Understood, students? See, the topic is simple. Only these new terms, new language which will be used, you should be aware of that. That's it. Any questions up to this point? Students, any questions up to this point? No questions? Everyone is clear? Good. Perfect. Now, what are the different questions that are asked? So there are questions that would be asked. So our data would be given in the sum of all these things, like the process, costing, everything. You don't have to do process costing now. That data would be given. That is in my example, this 50 lakhs, what I've shown will be given. What are you supposed to do? The first question that will be asked of you is, they will first ask you to divide this joint cost between the joint products using one of the ratios. So the first thing obviously has to be done by you is divide this joint cost between the products. So first question is apportion the joint cost. Second question, now since you can sell it here also or you can sell it here also. So there are two possibilities of sale. So they will ask you to find out profit if you are selling the products at split off point. Similarly, profits if products are sold after further processing. So first question, divide the joint cost. Second question is find out profit under both the possibilities. Minu, see, please understand the language. What is the meaning of further processing? So what you have already processed, when you are doing some extra work on that, that is further processing. So when I will get my final product, I will further process it to make it more better final product. That is further processing. And if I'm selling it after doing that, then that is called as sales after further processing. Kuldeep, beta, we will study everything. What are the ratios? What is the better ratio? Correct? So Kuldeep is right, sir. If so many methods we are going to study, which one is better, that we'll understand. First, let us understand what we will have to solve. And from this, you'll understand it is so simple. First, you have to divide the joint cost using one of these ratios. Second, using this divided joint cost, now you, after division, you'll know the cost of petrol separately, diesel separately. Then find out profit if you are selling it the product immediately. Immediately means as you get the product split, that is in process 3, you sell it. Or what if you are not selling immediately, you are further doing process 4, process 5 to refine the products further and sell it after further refining. So second possibility is find out profits after further processing. Now third question is interesting. If you have option to sell it here also or to sell here also, the question is out of both, what you should do. So I call it as decision making question. That is when to sell, either at split off stage only or after doing further processing. So this is all we are going to do in this particular chapter. So broadly, 4 questions will be asked. All are simple mathematics question. Simple maths means what? Dividing common cost between all, what we did in many chapters like overheads, we divided using a ratio. And then simply sales minus the cost is your profit. So you find out profits. And then decision making, which is even simpler. Once you have both the profits, you can see and decide which product is giving higher profit at split off. We will sell it at split off. The product which is giving higher profit after further process will further process. The decision making is also simple. I hope you all are getting this, students. So with this background, let us take up questions. I think I've uploaded this. I think means I've uploaded yesterday, but since I was traveling, I don't recall if I've uploaded the right file. So if by chance this file is there, no problem. If this file is not there, some other file is there, you can ignore that. It is of some different chapter. You can now take a screenshot of this question 1, which we are going to solve. Let us read the question. You all take the screenshots if this file is not there. So Sun Moon Limited produces 2 lakh 30,000, 25,000, 2 lakh and 75,000 units of its 5 products. So there are 5 products produced, A, B, C, D, E, in a manufacturing process. And it sells them at 17, 13, 8, 10, 4 per unit. Correct? Except product D. Remaining products can be further processed. So out of 5, 4 can be further processed. And if you are further processing, then the sale price would be 25, 17, 12, and 20. You can understand this is for A, this is for B, this is for C, and this is for E, because D cannot be further processed. Now, what are the details for cost they are giving? So you have spent on raw material this much, and for all manufacturing expenses, labor overheads, you have spent this much. So the total of this will be your joint cost, because this has happened commonly for all the products, so it is joint cost. Now, they are saying which are absorbed on the product on the basis of. Now they have given you a method, correct? But what we will do, students, since this is our first sum, instead of going by one method, as I do always, when we have multiple methods, we solve one question by all the methods to understand what is the difference, correct? So we'll do this one sum by all the methods, but as you can see, out of the different methods we have, they have asked you to solve it by NRV method, correct? But we will solve it by all methods so that you'll understand the methods. Now, the further processing cost. Now, since you can further process these four products, obviously, when you're doing extra processing, they will incur some costs. So these are the costs given which each product will incur, right? Now, what you have to do is you are required to prepare the following in respect of the coming year. One, statement showing income forecast. Income forecast means profit, assuming that none of the products are further processed. So you have to find out profit at split off point. Then statement showing income forecast if these four products are further processed. So you have to find out profits after further processing. And then the decision making come. What is the question? Can you suggest any other production plan whereby the company will be able to maximize profits? Now, there is no another processing happening. You can sell it immediately at split off or you can sell it after further process. Then what is this? Any other production plan? Any other production plan is instead of all products being sold at split off or all products being sold at further process, can we do mix and match? That is few products at split off, few products after further. This is what is your decision making. And on the basis of this, they are again asking you to submit income statement showing the income forecast. That will happen as per your option. So as I said, you will have to do four things. Generally, question asks all the four things. Sometimes a question may ask only one thing, so that you will do one only. Out of these four workings, whatever one working they ask, you will do that. Otherwise, generally the question asks all the four workings. Now, I repeat, this question, as it is an exam question, is of one method, but for our practice, we are solving this by all methods so that all methods could be practiced by you. Correct, students? I hope now everybody has the data. So we are solving question 1. Correct? We are first solving this by the physical units method. Now my first working is statement showing joint cost. Now format is very simple and straightforward. Particulars A, B, C, D, E. Apportioned in ratio of units of product. Now, in this question, the joint cost is not available ready-made. So we will just calculate the joint cost here. I'm already given the answer of this joint cost by Medha. I'm sure others would have also by now calculated this joint cost. Correct? So 3590 is the material cost and 5.47 is the manufacturing cost. So 3590, 5.47. So my joint cost is 4137 as already given by Medha. Correct? 4137 is my joint cost. Correct, Shamli? Correct, Geeta? Now, what you have to do in step 1 is simply take your calculators And this 4137, which is your joint cost, we will divide in all these five products. In what ratio? Ratio is the method that you are following. So if the question says physical units method, then you will take the ratio of your units. Now, what is the units ratio? So it is 200 is to 30 is to 25 is to 20 is to 75. Correct? 200, 30, 25, 20, 75. So I just write down the ratio here for your reference: 200, 30, 25, 20, and 75. Correct? Yes. Now we all are experts in using calculators. And if you remember, during the overhead chapter, we have done this at length multiple times. And also at that time, I'll given you the shortcut of doing the ratios. So now you have to bifurcate this. Give me the answer. Till then, I'll prepare the format for the second one. 1A is the question number. So statement showing income forecast. See, they may call it as profit, they may call it as income forecast. Whatever they say, we'll do the same thing. Now, first A part is if products are sold at split of point. Correct? Now, format remains same, students. Particulars and these five products. So A, B, C, D, E. Students, you have to give me the bifurcation. Now, how will I find out product profits? It will be sales minus cost. And what is this cost? This cost is the joint cost. So whatever joint cost I have apportioned above in the ratio, I will deduct that from the sales value of each product so that I get the income. Or you can also use the word profit. Now this you are getting for each product separately. A, B, C, D, E. You can find out for the company also, company's income. I'll use a full form. You can find out the company's income also, which will be the total of all this. Correct, students? See, the calculations are very, very simple, basic. Great. Jaya has given me the breakup. So 2364 is for A. Then for B, it is 354 600. Others may please cross check. For C, it is 295 500. $295 500. For D, it is 236 400. Students, you all can do one thing in the meantime. You can start solving the next part, that is finding out profits. And 886 500. 886 500. Perfect, students. Okay, Namrata has given same answer. Mustafa same. Minu same. Harsh same. Perfect. Shamli same. Riddhi Ben saying correct. Same answer is given by everyone. Dipali also, Geeta also, everyone. So perfect. Great. Correct, students. Now, the second part is we have to find out income, that is profit. How we'll find out? Sales minus this joint cost. So this joint cost 2364 and all these I will repeat here. So on, we'll repeat here. Correct. Now, sales. How I'll find out? Simple it is. You know the quantities of each product, correct? And you are given the sale prices. Just remember, two sale prices are given. Be clear in the data that you're using. Now, first sale price, this one, that is all these prices are when the products are sold immediately without further processing. And these sale prices are when they are sold after further processing. Anyways, the after further processing sale prices have to be higher than the split off prices. This is also a way of understanding. Now, what you will do is multiply these quantities by the respective prices. You will get the sale values. And then from the sale value, subtract the joint cost. You will get the profits. Simple, hai? Chalo, do it. So this is how you will find out profit both. First at split off and then after further processing. In the meantime, I'm just making the format for the second part. So 1B is what? If products are sold after further processing. Sale value minus joint minus now see further processing cost. If you are further processing, you'll incur some cost. What are these costs? They are given here. 1250, 150, then 50 and 150. You have to know that D cannot be sold. So there will be no further processing cost of D. Now, you will take sale value after further processing, subtract the joint cost figures which we have, subtract the further processing cost figures which you have given. You will now get income. Again, you can find out company's income. 34, 390. These are the sale values given by Shamli. 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs. Please confirm, students, and 1050. These are given by Shamli. You can just cross verify and tell me whether these are correct. Okay, these are the sale values. From these, when you deduct, you will get the profits. So these are the profits which I am getting. Medha beta, how do you calculate sale value? It is selling price minus selling units. So you have the units at the start of the question multiplied by the selling price. You are given two selling prices. First at split off, second after further processing. This figure Jaya says is 34,500. Okay, Jaya. But I am getting 34,400, not 500 bit. It is rather 35,400, Jaya. Correct? Okay. So Namrata has given me these figures of profits. Now everybody can calculate the figures of profit, students. Okay. Ashlesha has also given me company's profit. That is 11 lakhs 3,000, which is the total of all this. And there are two losses, so obviously that will be subtracted. Correct. Perfect. Understood, students? The first part or the first profits. On similar lines, we find out the second profits. So now we'll take sales value, which one after further processing by multiplying the sales value or the units by the sales value after further processing. Now in this only one thing has to be remembered. This product D cannot be further processed, but still it will be sold. You will further process other products and sell it after further processing. D will be sold as it is. As it is means D will get the same sale price as it was having here. So the sale price of D will be same because D cannot be further processed. So the sale price will be same. The joint cost is there. There is no further processing cost. So the loss of D remains same. Chalo. Now give me profits after further processing. Hello students, give me the profits after further processing. Okay, Minu. Yes, Harsh, you can always write rupees in lakhs. That is your choice. But then wherever the figures will come in decimal, kindly be very particular about using decimals. So Jaya has given me these profits. She has given this as 13,86,000. Then loss 5,400. Then loss 45,500. That is 6,400 and 483,500. Kindly check, students. Medha, I did not get the figures that you have given. See, the sales value here is 3125. There is 2550. Too high, this is. Six lakhs and 30 lakhs. Here I'm not getting the same sales value, Minu, what you have given. Okay, B 5,400 is profit. Fine. I don't think these are correct sales values. You know, what is 120, 12,50,000 into 25? You have to multiply it by units sold, na beta? How much is the unit sold of A? It is 2 lakhs. So what have you multiplied this 125? Correct, Deepika. Sales values are, this is 50 lakhs. This is 5, 10, Then you have 3 lakhs, 2 lakhs, and 15 lakhs. These are the sales values. Okay, Deepika. Company's income 1773. Okay, Geeta. Perfect, Jaya. How much is company's income? Somebody is giving 1772 500. Somebody is giving 1773. Okay, Shamli is also saying 1773. Medha, even if you are saying values are given in 100, but are they matching? For A or the first one, you have given 50. You should have given me 5,000 if you are giving in hundreds. See, that is where when you reduce, you have to be clear. Correct, Medha. So if it is 50 lakhs, and now you are saying you want to give it in hundreds. So how, what you will write? You have written only 50. So how will you write 50 lakhs when you want to write it in hundreds? Four sixty-three 500. So students are saying this is 463 500. 1386. Students, what is the profit of B? Geeta has given me a different figure of profit. Kindly confirm. Okay. So the final company profit is 1773. This 5,400 is profit. So company profit is 1773. Perfect. Good. Harsh, is it 1793 or 1773? Harsh Kaur, please recheck your workings. There are two losses which will get minus. Please keep that in mind. See, these are basic, simple calculations, and I believe they should be perfectly right. Please ensure, students, that your answers are done correctly. Geeta is saying B income is 140,400. Riddhi Ben, just wait for a minute. Let me complete this. If I give too many things at once, it will be a problem. Perfect. Students, is this clear up to this point? Great. Now, once it is clear, let us go to the next part of the question. What is this? Question 2, Roman 2 says, can you suggest any other production plan? Correct. Now, there is no other production plan. It is simply when you will sell the product. That is what is different. There is no other production plan. So the production is same, what you have already done. It is the only thing is when you will sell these products. Now here, statement showing alternate production plan and the resultant profit. Now, what is my alternate plan? There is no alternate plan. Either I sell it at split off or either I sell it after further processing. So what is our alternate plan? See, first was all are split off, all are further. Now, what is alternate plan? Alternate plan is sell products A, then C and D. Sorry, E. After further processing and sell products B and D at split off point. This is our alternate plan. So what plan did I give? Sell these three products after doing further processing and sell these two products at split off point only. How did I get this? Yes, Ashlesha. So simply what we are doing, we are comparing profits. Profits both. Very good, Shamli. One is the split off profit, one is the further processing profit. So wherever my profit is higher, that option I am selecting, or where the loss is less, that option I am selecting. Correct? So compare. This is the profit of A. What is better? Further process. This is the profit of B. What is better? Split off. This is the loss of C. What is better? Further process. D anyways cannot be further processed, so it will be sold at split off only. Now this is the profit of E. What is better? Further process. Simple. Himanshu, what you have written, I'm not able to understand. Sir, can you me calculation parts in getting figures? What it means, Himanshu? Minu Kumari, what is the units of further processing? Units are the same. No? What units you produce, the same units either you sell at split off or you are selling after further process. Is there a different units given after further processing? But also further processing cost is given. Now, what is cost? Is cost units? Yes, correct. Himanshu, beta, what calculation parts you want? I've explained each and every calculation. Which part you are asking? Please specify. Or you want, I'll unmute you so that it will be much easier and faster. Yeah, so E is sold after further processing. Kairvi, how is E's profit greater at split off? Can you please check and tell me? What was E's profit here? 1,63,500. It is 463,500 here. Kairvi, Himanshu beda, you did not pay attention, it means. I've written over here, how did I get joint cost? See, two costs are given, material and processing. I added them to make joint cost. Himanshu beta, these figures are in lakhs. So this is 41 lakhs 37,000. Please read the question. This figure is in lakhs. These are in lakhs. So total figure is 41 lakhs 37,000. Himanshu. Yes, students, did you get the fourth part? Now, as per this fourth part, what will be my income? I will take the most favorable incomes. So for A, I'm taking 1386. For B, I'm taking, for C, I'm taking, for D, I'm taking, these are losses, no? Correct. And for E, I'm taking. Now from this, find out company's income. Okay. Namrata has given me company's income. Very good, Shamli. Yes, students, are you all getting? Good, Geeta. Exactly, Meenu Kumar. Good, good, Harsh Kaur. Correct, Pooja. Yes, Deepika. So this is how we solve, students. Let us now solve this sum by the second method. Now, physical units was the first method. Now, what is my second method? I will start taking the ratio of sales value at split off point. Now, what is sales value at split off point? See, this is the sales value at split off point. We take this sales value as our ratio. So now my ratio will be 3400, 390, correct? Now this will change. So now my ratio will be 3400 is to 390 is to. Now this is 200, 200 and 1050. So 200, 200 and 1050. Now this is my new ratio. Now I'll divide this 41,37,000 in this new ratio, which is 3400 is to 390 is to 200 is to 200 is to 1050, which is nothing but my sales value at split off point. Chalo, give me the new joint cost, students. As per this new ratio, what will be the joint cost? Tell me. Yeah, what is the ratio of theory? What is theory, beta? What is the ratio of theory? 30 marks, if I'm not wrong, not 30. Um, I think 16 marks. Chalo, give me the joint cost, students. Okay, Jaya has given me one. Shamli is also coming up with the answers. 2684,313. 2684,313. 307906. 157,901. Same for B also. And E 828,980. Okay. So these are the answers given by Jaya. Okay, Medha also has similar answers. Harsh Mishra also has similar answers. Okay, Pooja, similar answers. Great. Perfect. Good. So you have got these joint costs. Now again, you will find out profits by taking these joint costs here. So 2684,313, 307906, 157,901, 157,901, 828,980. Same here, 2684,313, 307906, 157,901, 157,901, and 828,980. So taking these joint costs, now we find out profits. Perfect, Geeta. Wow. Jaya has given me the profits. Family has also given me profits. So I'm writing down Jaya's profits. So 715687. 82094. 42099. And 221020. 221020. Okay, so Medha has similar answers. Pooja. Okay, Pooja has also given me company profit. Is it Pooja, the last figure? Perfect. Harsh Mishra, which method is this? Students, which method we just are solving? So the company profits remain the same, huh? Which method are we solving, Harsh? See, the name of the method I've already written. We are solving this sum by sales value at split off point. Wow, Mustafa, where are you? Which world? We are solving the sum by the second method, which is the sales value at split off point method. Harsh, I hope now you are clear. This is the second method going on. Yes, Harsh. Medha has now started giving me the next profits, I suppose. 1065687. 1065687. 52094. 92099. 42099. And 521020. So check if this is your company profits. Yes, Harsh, we get the same company profits. Why? Because the total sales and total cost of the company is same. Only the ratio to divide the cost between the four products has changed. So there is no change in the total figures of the company. Hence, the total company profits remain same. So if we have company income profit, then we can do this method. Means what, Mustafa? Beta, it is, I'm not rounding it off. It is that when you are dividing and there are decimals, it is because of the decimal that you have got that small difference. Correct? So I have not rounded off. Actually, this is the correct figure, 170. It will be 1773 beta. Correct? Now, the final answer, again same. We compare which one is better, we select. So it is 1065, 687. We compare which one is better, we select. So it is 82094. We compare which one is better, we select. This anyways can be sold at split off point only. And again, we compare. Correct? Okay, students. So let us go to the third method now. I hope everybody's clear. Jaya beta, joint cost remains same. Total joint cost. Only the ratio will change in every question. Correct? Perfect, Shambi. Great. Now, students, what is the third method? The third method is now we take sales value, which is after further processing. So the third method is sales value after further processing means this one. Now this becomes your ratio. 5,000, 510, 300, 200, 1,500. Because this is your sales value after further processing, this will become my ratio. So total joint cost remains same. So we apportion in ratio of sales value after further processing. What is the ratio? It is 5,000 is to 510 is to 300 is to 200 is to 1,500. Correct? Now in this ratio, again you'll apportion the total joint cost. Again that joint cost which I have apportioned will come here and you will find out profit at split off. Again it will come here. You will find out profit after further processing. And again, you will take the profits which are your best options. So you'll find that students, the process is mechanical, it is repetitive. Only what changes is one, that is the ratio of joint cost, because of which the apportioned joint cost changes. Correct? Understood by all? So this whole sum, I want this part y'all to solve. Instead of I now solving the whole part. Now, if you have understood in two steps means we have solved this twice. So after two solvings, I think the third one, now you can solve completely. Right? You all can solve. Ratio is sales value after further processing. Very good, Medha, Jaya. Good. The students, your total joint cost is still the same. Just if by chance somebody has a question, so the total joint cost will still be same. It is total of this 3590 and 5.47. It is 4137. And this 4137 now will apportion in this new ratio 5,000, 510, 300, 200, 1,500. Please use your calculators properly. If you are using one figure also, the ratio is wrong, entire working will be wrong. Correct? So I gave you 10 minutes to complete this. In the meantime, I'll take a small refreshment break of 10 minutes. You'll complete this third part. answers, beta? So the figures which I'm getting from so many answers, I'll just put down the figures. So 2754,328. 280941. 165260. 165260. Then 110173. 826298. Fine. So these are the joint costs I've copied from one of the messages. Now I'll put down the profits. 645672. 645672. 109050. Three four seven 340. 34740. 89827. 22370. Correct, students? 645672. 995672. 7905. 8474. 892. 523702. Perfect, students. Total profits of the company remain same. The alternate plan answer remains same. Perfect. Excellent. Good. So now you are totally trained. You are now experts. So let me give you the next method, which is NRV method. Net realizable value method. Now, in this method, to find out the joint cost, which is to be apportioned, we have to first find out NRV. I'm just rubbing out the total joint cost figure because it remains anyway same. Now I'll have to do calculation of how it will be. You take sales value after further processing and subtract the further processing cost. The difference of this two is your NRV. Fine. So see, I already have these figures here. So these are my sales after further processing, 50 lakhs, 5, 10, 3 lakhs, 2 lakhs, and 15 lakhs, correct? So these are my sales after further processing. These are my further processing cost. 1250 is right, no? 1250 is right. 1250, 150, 50 dash and 150, correct? So these are my further processing cost. Now what I will do is I will bifurcate. Firstly, before bifurcating, I'll first find out NRV. So here NRV is 3750. Here NRV is 360, 250, 200, 1350. So students, these are the NRVs, right? Now, these now become my ratio. So now I have to apportion the same joint cost, right? Joint cost apportion in ratio of NRV. The ratio is 3750 is to 360, 250, 200, and 1350. So this is now the ratio, students. Ratio of NRV. Perfect, beta. Yes, Medha. Correct. So now, students, this becomes the ratio. So this is what is the NRV method. So for finding out the answer, which is actually now this is our main question. The question also originally asked NRV method only. So you have to first do this calculation of NRV and then apportion the joint cost in that ratio. Great. Chalo, complete the answer, students. Perfect, Shamli. Good. Chalo, find out the Chalo, let us then check your answers. Good. Geeta. Okay. Medha. Meenu Kumari. Yes, Ramli. So, profit I'm taking from Shamli's answers. 775, 138, 775, 138, correct? 2560. 105. These are profits at split off. Correct, students? Medha, what is 940? Beta, what 945 that you have given? Six 25. Okay, Shamli has given me profits after further processing also. Students, please confirm with these profits. 108. 75, 60. 405. Okay, Medha, understood. Just posting the figures of joint cost in case if somebody has not got it. To students, you would have by now realized that this topic is pure procedural calculator driven workings, no technical much involved. Only the reading of the question, understanding the data is what is the key. Right? Yes, Shamli. Okay, Kuldeep, you can find out the ratio in percentage also. That is fine from my side. See, ultimately it is maths. You can do in ratio, you can do in percentage. The ultimate effect, the ultimate answers are the same. So however you present it, that is your choice. So far as logically your working is perfect. Done. Same company profits, same final results, and same final company income also. Understood by everyone? Good. This is clear. Then you are expected to solve as homework question 2, question 3. Now I'll take this question 4, which I have named as direct method. Achha, just to inform you all, the two questions which I am posting for homework question 2 and 3, you have to solve only as per the required methods, nothing beyond that. You need not solve it by all methods. That is not expected. Now, there is this one more concept called as direct method. What is this direct method? Now, if you would have seen in all the questions, we had 4 workings to be done. First, apportioning joint costs, profit at split off stage, profit after further, and then showing the alternate production plan, that is a decision making. Now, what if the question only wants this? It is only asking you to advise what should be the alternative plan which would give the best results. In such a case, we will have to find out the alternate plan or give them a suggestion of a plan which will give them the best profits. But the point is, up till now, we have done this with the first 3 workings done. And mainly what happens when you have first 3 workings, you have directly the profits to compare. Using these profits, you can directly take this answer. Now, my point is, what if you are not asked to do first 3 workings, but simply the 4th working? Then what you will do? If only the 4th working is asked, that is where I'm calling it as direct method. Direct method is direct method of decision making. So only decision is asked. No other thing is asked. See, I'll show you the question. A company's plant processes 150 kg of the raw material to produce 2 products P and Q. The cost of raw material is 12 and the processing cost is this. Now all this will help us find out the joint cost. Then there is a loss of 5% and the output of both these products is in the ratio of 1:2. The selling price of the 2 products at split off point is this, and there is a proposal whereby you can further process P. This entire output of plant can be so processed to obtain a new product S. So this P will become S after further processing. The price of S, that is, you can say the sales value after further processing, is this. Each unit of S will require 1 kg of P. So same quantity will be manufactured. The cost of processing, this is the further processing cost of P into S, that is further processing cost, will be 185. Question is, will you recommend further processing? Now in this question, as you observe, there is no requirement to apportion joint cost or to find out profit at split off and further. Simply, they are asking you to go to the fourth part, that is the decision making, and give them advice whether they should go for P, that is at split off, or they should go for S, that is after further processing. This is now what we are going to understand and deal. Now, had we required first and then the fourth stage, the answer would have been cakewalk. But now, when in the exam, the other things are not asked. Only decision making, then what you will do? Now, firstly, I'll do the other workings first. So I find out the joint cost first. So you have the raw material cost and you have the processing cost. This will make up my total. So see what is given. You have 1,50,000 kgs of raw material and the raw material costs you 12. 150, 180. So it is 18 lakhs. Then you have processing 90 plus 120 is 210, 310, 410. Correct? So my total joint cost is 2210. Now I have some other information that is about processing. So I have raw material. How much raw material I'm bringing? 1,50,000 kgs. And when I'm processing this, I have a loss of 5%. So raw material 1,50,000 kgs minus normal loss at the rate of 5%. 15 fives are 75. So I have 7,500 kgs of loss. So my net output after this loss is 142,500. Now this 142,500 P and Q will be manufactured in what ratio? 1:2. So when I divide this 142,500 in this ratio of 1:2, I will get the output quantities of P and Q. Now P is further processed to make another product S. And the quantity of P and S is same because they said 1 unit of P will make 1 unit of S. Correct? Is this clear, students? I'll post other details also. Selling price of P and Q are 12 and 20. Just for our reference, SP rupees 12 per kg. SP rupees 20. Correct? Students, how much would be the quantity if I divide 142,500 in the 2? Give me the quantity, students. $47,500 and 95,000. Okay, great, Ashlesha. So, Ashlesha, Ashlesha has given me 47,500 and 95,000. This will be the production of P and Q. Same 47,500 for S, and the selling price of S will be 15 per kg. Correct, students? Okay, Shamli, okay, Riddhi, okay, Medha. Now, the main part, students. What is the main part? I'm only asked decision making in this question. And for decision making, I have a direct method which we are going to study in this. What is the direct method? Statement showing decision about further processing. What I will do, I'll take sales value after further processing, that is of S. From that, I will subtract sales value at split off point, that is of P. Now, what I'll get after deducting this, I will get additional sales value because of further processing. So this amount, that is the difference between the two sales value minus additional cost of further processing. What is this additional cost? It is the further processing cost. Now, understand the logic, students. This is your extra revenue by doing further processing. This is the extra cost of further processing. Now I'll get to know what is my net benefit from further processing. Now, if this net benefit is positive, I will say, okay, boss, do further processing. If this net benefit is a loss, I will say, don't do further processing. So this is what is the direct method of decision making. So I find out what is the extra revenue I'll get by doing further processing, the extra cost which I will spend for doing further processing, and comparing both these things, I'll get to know whether net I will be benefiting or I will be losing. Understood, students? I hope everybody has got the logic of the direct method approach. Correct? Now, taking the figures, we have already collated all things here. So selling price of S is 1500, quantity is 47,500. Similarly, of P, quantity is same. Selling price of P is 12. So these are the sales values. I'll multiply them. I'll get the total sales value and the difference. That is the additional sales value. Then I have my further processing cost, which is 185. Ashlesha, this amount is the difference. Yes, I suppose so, because Medha is giving same. Shamli, what is your 142,500 representing, beta? Acha. $142,500 is additional sales value. So this figure Shamli is giving as 142,500 is additional sales value. Please check, students. Okay, 712, 500, 570. 712, 500, 570. Okay, this is how you get 142, 500. Perfect. Good. Yes, Riddhi. Good. Now, the end result of this is I get 50 to 500 as loss. So my answer is, since there would be a loss of 40 to 500 from further processing. Hence, the company should sell P and not S. So P is the product at split off, S is the product after further processing. Yes, perfect everyone. Good. So students, this is how you can get the answer directly without having to do the first three calculations. And that is why I am calling this as the direct method. I hope this is clear to everyone. Yes. Great. Super. Very good. So students, I'm posting two questions as your homework. Question number 2 and 3. Please solve. Plus, please practice from module this chapter so that your doubts, whatever they are, definitely there would be because of some difference in language. You may find some questions slightly tricky, slightly difficult. That is what we address tomorrow. And tomorrow means in the next class. And we conclude this topic. Fine. So thank you all. Thank you very, very much. Have a good day and practice from module so that you'll get thorough in this topic as well. Good day, everyone. Bye-bye. Yes, Manish ji. Thank you. Good day. Good day.